Hi there, glad to have you with us on revolutions per minute 2Night. Those in the know like to call it RPM. I'm Reese Davis. The field is now set for the Indianapolis 500. We'll get you out to the Brickyard for a live report from Marlowe Clain in just a moment. We're going to start in the hometown of a former Indy winner, Mario Andretti, and that would be Nazareth, PA. Question has been raised. Can't we all just get along? And sadly, the answer is often no. Some guys are simply oil and water. One guy is the bane of the other's existence, the thorn in his side, the Newman to his Seinfeld. In a related story, the first Union 200 in Nazareth, Randy LaJoie and young Roy Jones crossed paths. Roy's friends call him Buckshot. Randy probably just calls him Roy. Dale Earnhardt Jr., meanwhile, on the pole. Oh, look at that fancy new helmet that the Imitator has. Dad doesn't have one like that. Lap number 7, there goes LaJoie. Oh, he got tapped by the double knot of Buckshot, and he's into the wall of voodoo. And LaJoie had some angry looks and words for Buckshot.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess I have a bullseye, maybe a double bullseye in the back of this car, because the same one just keeps hitting it. I don't know. I mean, I've been pretty darn good this year, and I might have to take a trip somewhere and see what the hell his problem is, because 5-6 laps in a darn race, you were in traffic. I don't know. I don't know. Everybody said it was a new guy that won that race last week. Well, the old idiot showed up this week.
I really don't care what he's got to say. I mean, it seemed like everybody checked up. I checked up. I got hit, he got hit, just like he always said. Nothing intentional, that was just a racing deal.
Quick, name the two Busch drivers most likely to appear on Springer. Okay, Earnhardt dominated the field early. 13 cars, he lapped them by lap 45. Lap 51, debris on the track sent people to the pits. Earnhardt was leading, but officials flagged him for cutting across the grass, who dropped to 24th. Lap 82, we're riding with Kevin LePage. LePage checked up to avoid contact and sets off a racing deal. And how costly was that flag to Earnhardt? He was caught in the middle, had nowhere to go. Jeff Purvis also caught up in that wreck. That's him in the Lance machine right there. And oh, people needing some bondo, including Dale Earnhardt Jr. Lap 142, bumper cam with Mike McLaughlin. Oh, the double dog sideways. Buckshot into the wall. Less than 25 laps to go. Tim Speedowa would pass Purvis for first place, and Tim Speedowa cruised in for the victory. His second career BGN win, both coming at Nazareth. Speedowa cruising by nearly a second and a half. The 5th time the winner of this race has started second, and Speedowa did after Ron Hornaday was sent to the back of the class when his gas didn't meet standards in a post-qualifying inspection. Purvis led for the first time this season and wound up finishing there with his top 3. Ron McLaughlin, the points leader, beat Kenseth by just a bumper, able to get in there at barrier. The best of the Fords, the defending race champion Elliott Sadler was 8th. Speedowa becomes the first repeat winner in the last 11 Busch races at Nazareth, and as many winners are wont to do, after he won, he went searching for Bill Weber, and he found him.
Well, there are emotional wins in racing, but maybe none more emotional than this, Tim. Congratulations.
Well, the first one was sweet, but I tell you, this one's sweeter. You know, we've had a good car a lot of times, especially last year. You know, we worked on and just couldn't get there, and we had a good car today, and these guys are ready to win. This crew, they done a heck of a job in the pits and prepared the car well. We come here and run a few laps testing, and man, it paid off for us. I'm just so happy.
Purvis gambled on gas, and he almost made it pay off.
He did, man. That was a heck of a move on their part. It was a brave one, too. You know, they stuck out there, and he was good. Surprised me. I knew we'd catch him, but then to get around him was a different story. We finally got around him, and it was pretty good sailing from that.
Traffic was tough here today.
Traffic's always tough here, and that's what's hurt me the last 2 years here. When you don't qualify good, it makes it hard, long day, and I finally got a good qualifying run in for these guys. And man, I'm happy for Kleenex, Scott Brand Products, Base Motorsports, all the people that help us out, because man, we needed a good run.
Bill and Tim, thank you very much. They're going to make Speedowa an honorary Andretti, the way he runs at Nazareth. He's won on the track twice. He hasn't won anywhere else. 5 top 10s in 6 starts compared to just 27 in 143 starts elsewhere. That is a considerably lower batting average. Speedowa and others benefiting from Earnhardt's misfortune on pit road, and he spoke of that afterwards.
I was looking for the flag. My spotter was looking for the flag, looking to see if pit road was open, and the official in our pit couldn't tell us whether it was open or not. There were 3 lap cars behind me, and when they told us pit road was open, I done passed it. What advantage did I gain by going and cutting across the grass? I was just trying to get in the pits.
I was starting to wonder when we were going to finish a race, but
This Phillips 66 crew been behind me, and I've been struggling and not sleeping at night and things like that here lately. Just wondering what could I do different to actually finish a race.
We never gave up. It'd been easy to get a lap down or several laps down right there, but we never gave up. We kept fighting back, and that just says a lot for this race team.
We had the car working perfect today. K-Tech does a super job building our motors. It was just a problem that we did with the car that was a little bit slower. So we learned a whole bunch. Lakeland Chevrolet came home, what, 4th, I think. So that's a lot better than we were, and we raced real hard with Mike there at the end and had a decent point today, so we'll take that and go to Charlotte next week.
All right, the BGM point standings go a little something like this. The top 3 stay the same, although Earnhardt falls considerably off the pace. He was just 30 points out of the lead. Now he's 111 back. Actually, the top 4 standing pat. Buckshot was just 59 out after the last race. His racing deal there has him now 160 back. LaJoie's 42nd place finish dropped him out of the top 5, and Elliott Sadler moving in to grab that spot. Well, John Force is a 7-time funny car champion, but he has yet to visit victory lane this season. Still, the force with John was a power never before felt by another drag racer in any kind of car. 323.35 miles per hour, the fastest speed in drag racing history during qualifying Friday in Englishtown, New Jersey. Still, he ranks 2nd in the pairings. Cruz Pedregon a faster elapsed time. Drag skiing in Jersey, the funny car. Force made it to the finals against Jim Epler. Force is in the near lane. And Force, you know that speed that was the fastest ever? Erase it! 323.89 miles per hour. New record. His elapsed time, 4.845. And, oh, John was feeling it. Elvis would be proud. The top fuel finals. Joe Amato in the near lane against Corey McClenathan. Amato able to get it done in a time of 4.614 seconds. That translates to 319 miles per hour. Not exactly. That's the fastest he went at any point during the run. At any rate, Amato wins it. Pro Stock Bikes finals. Angel Sealing in the near lane against Greg Underdahl. Sealing, perfect out of the gate. She wins in a time of 7.286 seconds. Her speed, 180 miles per hour. In the Pro Stock Car finals, Jeg Coughlin in the near lane taking on Mike Edwards. Look inside of Coughlin's machine, and he wins this thing. 6.93 is the last time. 198.5 miles per hour. It's the 2nd Pro Stock win for Coughlin. So now the points leaders look just like this through 8 of 22 events. Corey Mack leading in top fuel. Force, his win extends his streak. He's won at least 1 race in every year since 1987. The only streak longer belongs to Warren Johnson, who's won at least 1 time every year since 1982. And then it is Hines over Sealing in the Pro Stock bike standings. When RPM Tonight Motors On, we'll go to the Brickyard to discover whatever became of Bubble Boy. The last chance for many, including Scott Harrington, whose bubble burst last year. Would it happen again this time around? Also ahead, they're not your in-laws, they're the world of outlaws, and they don't play by the rules. Woo, not starring Jada Pinkett Smith, is coming, and we'll revisit the Winston where gas led to heartburn for one guy.
Gearing Up is brought to you by Toyota. Every day belongs to you. Make it count. Toyota. Every day.
Over the last 20 years, 7 drivers have won the Indy 500 from the pole. Ari Leyendyke did it last year. Leyendyke also holds the records for the fastest 1 lap and 4 laps ever run in qualifying and the fastest time by a race winner. One record he could do without is becoming the first defending champ to fail to make the race since Al Unser Jr. was left out in 1995. Oh, Bubble Boys from Indy. Earlier on Sunday, there was a front row ceremony for the pole sitter, Billy Boat, Greg Ray, and Kenny Brack, who don't have that problem. One of the first qualifiers out there was indeed Ari. Engine problems on Saturday, 218.935. Scott Harrington going to attempt to run, but oh, green flag goes down. He loses his engine smoked and winds up in the wall of voodoo. Also didn't qualify last year. Fortunately, Herring okay, but more than a little frustrated, I'm sure. Eliseo Salazar, he crashed during practice, much like that run you just saw on Saturday in qualifying attempt. He comes back, track temperatures 141 degrees. Salazar's third and last effort was one of the slowest. Jimmy Kite, meanwhile, Kite crashed 3 times this week, including during qualifying on Saturday. He gets close to the wall in his final lap, but came out in flying colors, 219.290 miles per hour, and that would leave Billy Rowe on the bubble. Rowe actually got knocked out of there by Mike Robb. Rowe makes his 2nd qualifying attempt, and he gets it done. BR getting it done. speed was 217.835 miles per hour. I have no idea why I screamed like that. Billy Boat more than 2 miles per hour faster than Greg Ray. He has the pole. As we look at the entire grid now, teammate Brax, both teammate is third. Stewart was the fastest in 4 of the 6 practice days. He had to settle for 4th. Davey Hamilton, the first guy riding on a G-Force chassis. The 96 champ Buddy Lazier is in row 4. Rows 5 through 8 go a little something like this. Robbie Unser, the son of the 3-time champion Bobby Unser, 6th member of that legendary family to make an Indy 500 field. In fact, there's been an Unser racing at Indy in 35 of the last 36 years. His cousin Johnny also getting in there. Johnny in there on row 9. The 2-time champion Arie Luyendyk has plenty of ground to make up. He's 28th there, and he is on row 10. Well, the grid is now set, and we are joined now from the Brickyard by Marlo Clay. Marlo, it was bubble day, a bubble that burst for some. Others survive and get ready to go racing.
Well, Reese, it was really an uneventful bubble day. As far as the bumping, it didn't even start until about 5:27 this afternoon. Obviously, the big story today was Arie Luyendyk, the defending pole and race winner. The team has really struggled since arriving here at the Speedway last week. He wasn't the fastest guy today, but he is safely in the field, as you said, in row 10.
Well, it's going to be hard starting from that far back when you're not, accustomed to it. But it just shows you that in order to be ready for the Indianapolis 500 or for pole day, you have to have so much ammunition. You have to have a spare car that is as good and totally equal to your primary car.
We blew 2 motors up, and beginning of the week we did a lot of race setup, so we have a really good race car. And then we went through our qualifying, and we had nothing but gearbox problems, motor problems. I never even got on the track with a car that was working together.
The crew deserves it. I mean, just these guys don't deserve any less. We should have been on the front row yesterday, and it just, that's what we get for having a rookie driver in it. We got plenty of years left. We'll get our front rows, we'll get our poles, but we wanted to at least be the quickest rookie, and we knew we had a car that could set on the pole yesterday, so we figured, we should at least be able to be quickest for today. I didn't know if my stomach or heart or foot was going to hold out there for 4 laps, but they did.
After hitting the wall 3 times this past week, Jimmy Kite obviously was the fastest here today. His 4-lap average of 219.290 miles an hour was fast enough to be the fastest second-day qualifier.
Marlo, as we run down the grid, we talked about how the G-Force chassis struggled during qualifying. Davey Hamilton 8th, only 3 guys in the first 5 rows running that chassis. How do the teams feel about running the G-Force during the race after all of their problems in qualifying?
Well, they feel like they're going to fare a little better in the race than they did in qualifying. They've had a lot of trouble with the heat. That's what the G-Force teams really have been complaining about a lot. As far as the race setups, they say that they can really run with full fuel tanks or like less fuel on the car, and they feel like that they have the same consistency within the car, and they feel very confident about the race.
As far as the bigger names that did not make the field, who are some of those people?
Some of those names: Eliseo Salazar, Lynn St. James, Dan Drinan, Claude Bourbonnais, and Scott Harrington, which you showed earlier.
All right, Marlo, nice job out there as usual. Thank you very much. Marlo Klein reporting from the Brickyard. You can see the race for the Milk Jug, the Indy 500, next Sunday on ABC Sports. Coverage starts at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. They will drop the green at high noon Eastern. We're back after this.
Cars owned by Junie Dunleavy have made 755 Winston Cup starts, but only once has one of Junie's cars visited Victory Lane. Jody Ridley started 11th for Dunleavy at the 1981 Mason-Dixon 500 at Dover. Neil Bonnet, holding a 2-lap lead, blew an engine with 41 to go. Inheriting the lead was Cale Yarborough, at the time 2 laps ahead of Ridley. Yarborough's engine let go with 20 to go, handing Ridley the victory. Finally, after more than 30 years of trying, Junie Dunleavy had a winner, May 17, 1981.
Last year at the California 500, Mark Martin ran out of gas late, in essence handing the race to Jeff Gordon unchallenged. That has nothing and everything to do with the Winston Saturday night in Charlotte. Off to the Winston we go. This is segment number 1, 30 laps. DW blew an engine. The fluid got his boss, Dale Earnhardt, loose, and he smashed into the wall. Earnhardt taken to the hospital. X-rays were negative. He was not admitted. The Intimidator just a bit sore. One tough guy. Nobody going to touch Jeff Gordon in that segment. Gordon and you fancy paint job cruises to the win in the first segment. Second segment, also 30 laps. Spin that wheel of fortune. I want to buy a vowel, Vanna. lands on fourth. Top four cars got inverted from the result of the first segment, lap one. Kenny Irwin, oh, the Malachi crunch, a racing deal. That'll get you beat. Terry Labonte into the wall with him. Labonte, whoa, Terry was on fire. Labonte smartly and safely, and that car comes to a stop. Going to get that window net down, get out of there, but he wasn't too happy about things.
Just one of those deals, you know, the 28 car who was in the race on a loophole in the rules, you know, in the All-Star event for past winners, spun out in front of me, and I was trying to miss him, and I couldn't tell which way he was going to go, and I slowed down, and somebody hit me in the back.
The aforementioned Martin goes on to win easily. Jeff Gordon was right behind him in second. Oh, it's a 10-lap shootout. Segment number 3. Jeff Gordon went into the pits, did not take fuel. That would come back to haunt him. Green flag start, and Jeff jumped the start. Ray Evernham, now wondering what might happen as a result of the burn-up fuel during the laps as they reshuffle. Complete restart. Gordon grabs the lead, looks as if he's going to race to his third. Winston winning 4 years. Oh, but he's out of gas. Didn't get the refuel option. It's very costly, and Martin cruises to win his first Winston.
The best wins are the ones you don't expect, and obviously coming off of turn 4, I was racing for second, not for first. Ray Evernham and Jeff Gordon had done the right thing, and they had gotten a great restart, and made the right choices, and they had it in the bag. But, you know, you got to have enough gas in these things, enough life in the engine.
It's all about a little luck every now and then. The Winston Cup guys back in Charlotte next Sunday night for the Coca-Cola 600. Well, it was a Dickensian day for the Base Motorsports team. For one, it was the best of times. For the other, it was the worst of times. A Dickens of a time, if you will, where Bill Weber tells us there was no rejoicing.
We've seen how multi-car teams in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series have been able to pave a path to victory lane. It's worked for Randy LaJoie in the Busch Series, and Tim Fedewa was hoping it would work for him when he made the move to Base Motorsports. Sunday, in Nazareth, his patience and his decision were both rewarded.
You start to wonder, you know, you think, well, maybe I forgot how to do it and whatnot, but man, Vic Kangas came on a couple weeks ago. You know, that's pretty great for 2 weeks, just to be here 2 weeks, and we're in Victory Circle. So, I mean, I knew I could do it, but sometimes your confidence gets down, and you got to just keep pumping yourself back up.
Base Motorsports is a strong team, and this is a win for both the 74 and the 33. Both teams work in conjunction with one another. You couldn't ask for a better organization.
Randy LaJoie, wow. Heavy contact.
You run good, you get the points, and we're running good. And I don't know, I guess I have a bullseye, maybe a double bullseye in the back of this car, because the same one just keeps hitting it. And I don't know, I've been pretty darn good this year.
We had tough luck with Randy and everything, but, you know, this whole Base Motorsport team's strong, and we just proved it with the second car with Timmy and, you know, Vic coming on with us. Vic, I've known him all my life. You know, it's a great day for Tim Fedewa and this Kleenex guy.
Fedewa's win on Sunday was impressive. It came in dominating fashion. He led 103 laps. Fedewa's second career win came 3 years almost to the day after his first. That can be a trying time for a driver and his family.
Well, just as you can see, he's been struggling a lot. Had a lot of bad luck, as his teammate Randy LaJoie has this year, and all he wanted to do was win a race, and he had many chances last year, and it never came through, and I have a feeling it's going to turn around now. This isn't the last time you're going to see him in Victory Circle this year.
Everyone expected to see Base Motorsports in Victory Lane this season, probably before now, and probably with Randy LaJoie. The next stop for this circuit is Charlotte on Saturday, where Tim Fedewa will be looking for his second straight win, and LaJoie will continue to search for his first victory of 1998. In Nazareth, Pennsylvania, I'm Bill Weber.
All right, Bill, thank you very much. As for the three-time defending champion FINA team of Base Motorsports, you see here that Tim Fedewa has actually had more success over the last 5 races, 2 top 5s to just 1 for Randy LaJoie. The laps led not even close, and he's only had 1 DNF. Still ahead on RPM tonight, more exciting race car action. We'll put more people into the spin cycle and hope they avoid wrecks. Woo! Oh, that's all about synergy. John Shipman, the 81-year-old starter there in Terre Haute, has flagged at least 1 race in 5 decades in Terre Haute. There's the king of outlaws getting sideways. Then please, nobody hit me, dodge me, put out a flare, Steve. Oh! Greg Hodden nails the king of outlaws. Tyler Walker, when his motor blows, oh, fire. Hey, I left my CDs in there. In the end, Stevie Smith wins his 3rd win in the last 4 weekends for Stevie Smith, and then it's his wife, Kendra, there in Victory Lane. Go ahead, Stevie. Give her a little sugar. Give her something good. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's just ARCA Series, Easy Care 100. It was sweet. Early in the race in the Easy Care 100, lap number 3, Drew White into the spin cycle. Whee, couple of times. He's going to save that thing. Later had handling problems, although that's not the preferred line on the grass. Lap 32, Gary Layton spins, and it sets off the dreaded racing chain reaction. It includes the 11 of Glenn Morgan, the 71 of Dwayne Lake. They're running against each other. All kinds of racing deals. Malachi Crunch, Fonzie's out of there. He wrecked. Bill Baird involved. He's also done for the day. 5 laps to go. Matt Mullins had hit the wall. I don't think he's going to win going that slow. That brings out the caution. You think somebody here would pass Frank Kimmel. No, no, no. They're under caution, so Frank wins the race. Not the most exciting victory, but a victory nonetheless for Frank Kimmel. Next week, RPM Tonight, Saturday at 9 Eastern, Sunday 10:30 a.m. Eastern, just before ABC's coverage of the Indy 500, and then we'll wait on the midnight hour. All right, our racing weekend is now complete here on RPM Tonight, but the gang from Charlotte will keep you up to date all week. John Kernan and friends, Monday through Friday at 7 Eastern. That's it for us. I'm Reese Davis. We'll see you next time.